Shalom Aleichem. I wanted to discuss a fascinating point that comes up in this week's Parsha, where we see so many psukim, so many details of this week's Parsha are seemingly so repetitive, getting into the nuances, the Pirtei Pratim, and the details of the Mishkan. There seems to be so much chazara on what we said in last week's Parsha about the Malachas HaMishkan, and the B'niyas HaMishkan, and the Asiyas HaMishkan. Why is it that the Torah spends so much detail and time going into all this nuanced detail? We know the Torah is so medayik in each and every word. We don't repeat things unnecessarily. Or we make diukim in the Gemara about extra vavs and psukim and the word et and drashos and nafkaminas just based on simple letters. How could it be that the Torah comes and tells us so many different things here, seemingly unnecessarily, repetitively? We see a similar thing in the Parsha of Chanukas HaMizbeach, Chanukas HaMishkan, when all the Nesiim come and they bring their korbanos, one after another, and seemingly they bring the exact same korban, day in and day out. Why didn't the Torah just say, this is the korban of the Nesiim, and they all brought it, each and every one had their own day? Shalom al Yisrael, we don't need to repeat it. There's been so many psukim just repeating the same word after word. And the Farshim there explain that, well, yes, the psukim were the exact same. Each korban was inherently and uniquely different. There was no similarity between them. It might have been the same pratim, it might have been the same amount of weight and the same animals, but they were all different. So too in our parsha and last week's parsha, there was one aspect where it was what HaKadosh Baruch Hu was mitzav and Moshe Rabbeinu to build, and then there was what Betzalel and Klal Yisrael actually went forward and built b'chacham lev. There's sometimes in life, there's things that HaKadosh Baruch Hu tells us that's the tzivoy. That's the spiritual aspect of it. And then there's the gashmi, there's the physical, what we actually come forward and do. How do we make it all come together? What do we actually do? And the Lubavitcher Rebbe points out beautifully that the reason why the Torah went so out of its way, seemingly unnecessarily, to repeat this entire parsha twice, once with Hashem told Moshe and once what Betzalel and Klal Yisrael actually did with their own hands, is to tell us that we all have an opportunity in this world with everything we do. Often we think lofty ideas in the sky about Ratzon Hashem and Ruach Hashem and what is it, the spiritual and incredible, elated spiritual heights we can reach. And then when it comes to actually making things happen, the physicality in this world, we feel like we're not reaching our highest potential. We feel like we're missing something. There's something lacking. And that's the Yesod. Lubavitcher Rebbe tells us why HaKadosh Baruch Hu goes out of his way to have the Tzivoy Hashem. And also the Etzem HaBniyah, the fact that we actually were able to do it. Because it's true, there is a very difficult madrega to reach that which Hashem says. The exact fiery picture that we see with Nevuah, with this Ruach HaKodesh. But at the end of the day, we all have the opportunity, day in and day out, to really do it, to make it happen, and to say, how is it going to look? We can take the dreams, we can take the ideas that are just on paper. You build a whole game plan of how you're going to make your life more spiritual, how you're going to involve your Talmud Torah into your daily life, how your tefillah is going to be better. And then when you show up to Minyan the following day, is it as geshmak as you thought? More often than not, it's not what you dreamed. But that's the yesod. We have to remember that no matter what, it's always possible. We have the opportunity. It's built into our nature that no matter what, we can always go forth, we can always reach higher, and we can always reach the goals that we spiritually set for ourselves, even in this physical world.
Good Shabbos, good Shabbos, good Shabbos.